Welcome back to Rockstars Uncensored with Laura Hargrove. Today's guest is Justin Emord from the band Love in a 38. That was one of their songs off of the album self-entitled Love in a 38, and it was called Shine Up Your Scars. I'd like to start out first by thanking today's sponsor, Big Willie's ATP on the Strip Mandan. I recently had tried out a couple of products, and the one I had found, it's an all-natural medication. It's called Vicodin. It helps with pain, also with chronic pain. It also says it helps relax you, and it's supposed to help with pleasure from your partner. And the other one, being the insomniac that I am, I tried the Xanny bars, and they help you to fall asleep. So if you suffer from any of these conditions, I would suggest going into Big Willie's ATP and checking out Vicodin or Xanny bars. All right, we will get Justin on the show. Hi, Justin. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm right here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Good. Thank you for being on the show. Want to start off with saying that. So you guys are looking at making a second record, is that correct?
Yeah, we're actually in pre-production right now. We're working on some new tunes. We're going to be debuting a couple of them at our first show in LA since December. We're playing next week, and we're going to be debuting some of our new tunes out there, so it's going to be cool.
Are you playing the Viper Room?
No, we're actually playing the grand opening of a new club in Hollywood. It's going to be a rock night they do out there. It's called Badlands. It's out in Hollywood. It's going to be a really good time.
And for our listeners who may not know where that is, do you have a general area that you can kind of help them out to find you?
Yeah, it's out in Hollywood off of Hollywood Boulevard in Cahuenga, if anybody out there is listening and would want to go.
Okay, and what kind of cover charge is there?
It's $5 to get in. Anytime before 10 o'clock at night, you can get in for free.
Nice. So if you're just there early, then you have to pay, and after that, you're in free?
Yeah, anytime between 9 and 10, you can get in free. Otherwise, after 10 o'clock, it's $5 to get in.
Okay, I got it. Well, best of luck to you. What a great opportunity to open up for a new place. Because I know you played the Viper Room. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. And Roxy a lot?
Yeah, we played the Roxy a lot. We did our music video release party there last May for our music video for Rock and Lola, which is our single off of our self-titled EP. And we always have a great time when we play the Roxy. They're really great to us. They've been strong supporters of the band since day one. And Nick and everyone there continues to support us, in any way they possibly can.
Well, that's great. You also, you were voted in 2010 as one of the top 20 bands by the Roxy, I believe it was?
Yeah, this was actually before my time in the band, but yeah, they put on a really great show there, and they got voted one of the best acts that had come through the Roxy for the year.
Nice. And anything besides this coming up venue? Do you have anything after that planned?
Right now, we're focusing a lot on getting the songs done. We're probably going to be releasing them in the next couple of months, over a few months, and we're going to be releasing them online so people can listen to them. And then hopefully after that, we'll be getting some more shows going. It's been a long time coming. We really miss playing live, but at the same time, we also want to get some new music out there for all the fans. Right.
Well, that's great. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit, Justin, you have a line of guitars from Mud Guitars.
Yes.
Would you like to talk a little bit about that so our sponsors may be, interested in purchasing one of them?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be released at the Summer NAMM show, actually, in July out in Nashville. And it's a design that I made with Mud, and it took me about a year and a half to finally get everything, positioned and everything laid out the way I wanted it to. And it looks amazing. I had the pleasure of going out to Arizona last month, actually, to go work on the blueprints and make sure everything was, as I wanted and oversee everything. And the finished project is going to be really awesome. I'm really looking forward to the release at NAMM because it's just going to be a really awesome bass. I'm really excited for it. And there's no better place to release a line of instruments than at a NAMM show.
Sure. Those are always very large. I didn't realize they had one out in Tennessee, though.
Yeah, it's a bit smaller than the one out here in the winter, but the big companies, all the heavy hitters, still go out there and exhibit and treat Summer NAMM the way they would the NAMM out here during January.
And you have several guitars from the Mud line, isn't that correct? And you call them 16? Are they all called 16?
The first one I made was back in 2009. That was the J-Star series. And then 2010, I released the Starlight series, and that was a Winter NAMM release. And both have been awesome. I love both basses, but this one, the Blazer, is definitely my crowning achievement. I've been very, very fortunate to have a company like Mud backing me and supporting me, and really getting behind the project and getting really excited about it. And my sponsors have been awesome too. I've got a bunch of my sponsors backing the project too. I'm gonna have a Graphtec nut on there, and they make awesome products. They do a lot of nuts and some bridges and all kinds of hardware stuff for instruments. And then I actually acquired a new sponsor. They're called Hipshot. They've been around for several years, and they make all the hardware for instruments. So they make the bridges and tuning keys and stuff. They actually have an extender series, which for all you musicians out there, you can actually take your low E, and if you put the Hipshot extender on there, you can actually flip a switch on it, and it'll automatically drop your instrument down a full step. So you can easily go into a drop D tuning just by switching the lever on it. So Hipshot's products are going to be on there, and I've been really excited for everything with it.
And what price range do your basses run?
We're working on that right now. The American series that you can actually get handmade out here is going to be a couple grand, but we are working on a production deal potentially overseas to get a far more reasonable priced instrument made for everyone.
Okay, because I think it must have been one of your older guitars where I thought
I'm sorry, what was that?
450 isn't one of your older guitars. I thought you said something had posted like 450.
Yeah, that was the J-Star, and then this one hopefully the overseas line will probably run, I'm assuming, somewhere between like 500 and 800, somewhere in between that range, depending on how we're able to get the deal going.
And you also have a clothing line.
Yeah, it's called Stars and Skulls Clothing. I run it. It's just a bunch of T-shirts inspired by my 16 logo that's on all my picks. It's on my basses. It's on the grills of my amps. And it's just a little fun project that I started a couple of years ago.
Now, you have a significant amount of sponsors. Would you like to plug any of your sponsors?
Yeah, I'm endorsed by several companies. I'm with Minaret Guitars. They were the first company to sponsor me back in 2006. I'm also endorsed by Mono Cases. They make hard shell gig bags. So you get the protection of a hard shell, but you also get the convenience of a gig bag. So I use their cases a lot. The band is also endorsed by Coffin Cases, so we work a lot with them. They were actually one of the sponsors for our video release party last year. Rock and Roll Gangstar Apparel, I work with them. I'm endorsed by them, and then I also do some modeling work for them. And then one of my biggest sponsors that I have the pleasure of working with is Ashdown Amps. They're out of the UK, and they work with bands like the Foo Fighters, Def Leppard, System of a Down. And so I've been working with them for a little bit over a year now, and they've just been awesome to me. I'm really happy to work with them. And then I also have my pick sponsor, which is Seven Kings, and I have a signature strap out, actually, and that's through American Drag Seats, and they're out of Texas. And then my cable sponsors, which I've been working with them for about 5 years now, they are Stage Ninja out of Indiana.
And it just seems like over the several years that I've kind of gotten to know you, it just seems like you just keep going up. Like,
yeah, things have really been uphill,
for you.
especially since I joined Love in the 38. I joined at a really good time. I actually followed the band through their entire career up until I joined last year, and just been uphill since I joined them. You know, we had the video release party, and that was really, really awesome. And, you know, just really awesome shows. We did the Uncensored Music Festival last August, and that was with Bush and Public Enemy and Motley Crue, and that was one of my favorite shows I've ever done in my life. It was just an amazing day.
Was it an outdoor or indoor show?
We, well, the way the Uncensored Music Festival works is they've got 2 outdoor stages which the headliners will play. So Motley Crue was on the main stage outside, and then Bush and Public Enemy and all of them, they were outside as well. And then they had all the clubs, the Viper Room and the Whiskey, the Key Club, and the Roxy. They all had bands going on throughout the day up until Motley Crue, and then they still had some bands playing afterwards as well. And we played the Key Club for the Uncensored Music Festival.
Nice. It's, you know, I'm just so happy for you. I mean, from going from Spectra and Motley 2 to where you're at now, and I really enjoy loving the 38's music. And I've introduced several people up here in my area to your music. Well, I work with you on my Scout page on Roadrunner Records.
Right.
As well. Okay, Justin. I would imagine so far you don't do a whole lot of touring. I know you've played down in Arizona and a couple other places, but can you tell me like a funny story of one of your tour buses?
Let's see. There's a bunch.
You can give me a couple of them.
I mean, it's usually just always an adventure with us. We did the South by Southwest Festival a couple of weeks ago out in Texas, and you know, we don't really have too many like crazy stories, you know, as people would think a rock band would have. But mostly we just have a good time. We just hang out and, you know, kick back a couple of drinks, just tell a couple of jokes, and we really like to hang out with our fans too at shows. You know, we're not one of these bands that tries to be inaccessible to our fans. You know, we love to hang out and drink with our fans after shows, talk to people, meet people, and then, of course, on social networking, we try to also keep in touch with all of our fans there and make sure we respond to everybody on our Twitter pages and our Facebook pages, because we, you know, obviously we wouldn't even be in this position if it wasn't for all the fans. So, you know, we don't really have really crazy stories, but, you know, we always have a good time and make sure our fans are happy too.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I kind of drew a blank. I heard it, like a couple of questions come running through my mind. Okay, every band has what is called a blower, and they're the ones that use, you know, play the jokes and so on and so forth. Who would you say the blower is in Love in a 38?
The jokester in Love in a 38, that would be, I want to say that would be Ryan. I think Ryan would be the jokester in the band.
I can kind of see that from some of his posts. Now,
yeah, we always have a good time together, and he's always just, he's a fun guy. So I mean, it's really hard not to have fun around him. He just likes to have fun and joke around, and yeah, he's a lead singer. It's what you should expect from him.
Yes, it's not very often that a singer is real laid back. Okay, you love Disneyland.
I do.
You do. Now, I know, is it called the House of Colors that you always go to? Am I getting, is that right?
Is the what?
You post a lot of, often about something, House of Colors?
Oh, the World of Color.
World of Color. Okay. What exactly is it? I've never been to Disneyland before.
World of Color is an amazing water show that they've got at the California Adventure Park, and it's just a bunch of water with amazing color and lights under it, and they use giant water fans to create projections, and yeah, it's just really, really amazing to see how something as simplistic as water can be turned into something as grand and as huge as that is.
So is it, I mean, of course I know it's not going to be exactly, but is it kind of similar to like the Las Vegas water show, but only add color? Is it
exactly? The person who did that is actually was the head supervisor for the show at Disney.
Wow. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And how, like, if I were to go, do they run it every night or every day? Is it run on a special occasion?
They show it twice a night, every night out. It's around like 9 o'clock, because obviously it's a nighttime spectacular with all these lights and everything. So they just dim the lights and they just go to town with all these water jets, and it's amazing.
It sounds interesting, very interesting. That's kind of a neat idea.
It is.
And what would be your second favorite feature at Disneyland?
I'm going to be really cliche, but I'm going to say the Haunted Mansion, because I love the Haunted Mansion. It's awesome.
And
you can't really go wrong, because the way I look at the Haunted Mansion is the way they made it, with like little gags and everything. I view it the same way as like Alice Cooper views his show, that it's dark and everything, but there's this kind of like nudge in the shoulder, like, oh, haha, like it's not really serious. There's some comedy and satire involved, but it's cool.
Is it like a stage performance, or is?
No, it's a ride. It's a ride through a supposedly haunted house with ghosts and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm missing out, Justin. I'm completely missing out not being out in L.A.
It's true. It's true.
Well, how long does that ride usually take then?
It's a quick ride. It's maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh. Do you have to stand in long lines?
Nah. That ride, actually, the cars never stop. You load in on a walking conveyor belt, so it's really quick to get on.
Wow. That sounds fun.
It is.
Because you go there a lot.
I do.
Or you used to go a lot more than I think you do now.
Oh, definitely. My schedule's gotten a lot crazier with the band and everything, so there's not as much time for leisure activities, but every now and then when I get a chance, I'll grab a bunch of friends and we'll go relax and have fun for the day.
I had also seen that you guys were asking some of your fans for some help getting your recording done.
Yeah, we had a Kickstarter project that we did. Kickstarter is a website that you could you basically submit a project to them, whether it's a short film, a music video, a tour, whatever your needs are, and it's usually within the entertainment industry. You submit it to them, they'll approve it, and you will have rewards and incentives set up for fans at certain price ranges, where if they donate a certain amount of money to your cause, that you'll get a certain prize in return. So we had limited edition posters that we were going to be giving away that we were going to sign. It ranged anywhere from that to a free T-shirt, a sticker, some of me and Christian's guitar picks, and it ranged all the way from there all the way up to the grand prize for a real high roller was if you gave us a certain amount of money to donate for our album, we would just straight up fly you to Las Vegas and you could spend a weekend with a Hollywood band in Vegas, just drinking and just partying for a weekend.
Well, I think you should just give that to me just because.
Right.
We're non-profit. You can fly me out there. We'll have drinks together.
Right.
Yeah, I can email you my address so you can...
We'll just send you the plane ticket.
Fantastic. Don't toy with me, Justin, because I've
Right.
never been to Vegas or California.
Well, there you go.
See? And who else you're gonna you said a band out in there that isn't Lovin' a 38, or are you adding a different band in there?
It's just us.
Fantastic. See, there you go. You can help me make one of my dreams come true.
Right.
Then you can take me to Disneyland too.
Hey, I'm always in for that.
See, we got a plan, I think. All right, Justin, we're going to take a short break, and I am going to play Shots at Sunset from Lovin' a 38 off their self-titled EP, and we will be back with Justin Emord in just a few minutes.